Time to turn this off. I need to get out the door because it's already like 8:08. This is the latest I've left in a good long while, that's for sure. Had a bowl of cereal, bowl of Lucky Charms. Can't go wrong with that. Of course, as always, when I get there, I gotta use the restroom. I hate it when my stomach does that, honestly, where I have to go to the bathroom literally as soon as I get there, almost every time. I'll let my car warm up.
Can you imagine how confused Joseph was that first Christmas? He was gonna marry a girl only to find out she was pregnant.
So,
So if you're
yeah, I'll barely be there by like 8:30.
there's so much more to the story.
But, good morning. It's December 14th, 2022. So, I left really late. I just got out the door at 8:08 in the morning. And this is the latest I've left in a while, like I said. So, but we're already at half the week. Today's Wednesday. The last couple days have been chill. Sure, we were annoyed that we had to be back at work, me and Aaron, but, but I'm at half the week and she's at day 2, so. Excuse me. I don't know why I felt like gagging there for a second. So, serious time. 10 years ago today, I remember watching the news, and I was 11 years old. I was, I was in elementary school. I don't know what date it was 10 years ago today, but I was 11 years old and I was going to bed, and I saw news that pictures of these kids, pictures of different kids in these photographs, and my dad's watching it in his room, and it's like late at night. I'm about to go to bed, and I asked my dad, what's going on the TV? He's like, well, there was a mass shooting in Connecticut, elementary school, 20 kids, 6 teachers, and the shooter's mom. 7 adults, 20 children, within, I think, the ages of 5 and 10 years old. I don't know if it's 10, I think it's just 5 and 6, because it was just one classroom, I think it was just one classroom, and yeah, some random 20-year-old guy just, I don't know what causes people to go and shoot up an elementary school, oops, on. Trying to roll up my windows here. But yeah, it's been 10 years. 10 years ago today, the Sandy Hook shooting happened, and I just want to express my condolences to the people who died tragically due to someone's rage. I don't know what causes somebody to just randomly go and shoot up a school. That's like in elementary school. You're a 20-year-old guy and you go in and you kill a bunch of children. Like, you got to be a really sick person to be a grown-ass person to go and kill kids. Like, you got to be a really mentally fucked up person, And I'm not saying that just for kids and, you can kill an adult, you're all right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to be an even worse person to kill a child than an adult. But murder's all the same anyway. But what I'm saying is it hit me worse knowing that children died. Here I am being an 11-year-old boy. I was in elementary school, and some guy randomly goes and kills kids, and my first thought was, what about Christmas for these kids? You know, these kids were getting ready for Christmas. You know, these kids were gonna have another year of Christmas, and now they can't due to some maniac with a gun. And it's not the gun. You know, it's not the gun. People blame the guns. It's not the guns. It's the man behind the gun. And the sad truth of the matter is, you can't read people. You can't read people. You know, like. If you can see the flags, and I'm not saying people should have seen the flags, but I mean, yes, but I'm not going to throw that in people who didn't see the flags on this guy in their faces, because, you know, what good's that going to do now? But if people could see the flags, then get the chances to do something, you know, like, because you can never predict when a tragedy like this is going to happen, because, you know, and those guns weren't even his. He just straight up stole them from his mom. You know, he straight up took those guns from his mom. And, oh, excuse me. I had a bowl of Lucky Charms this morning. It's messing with my stomach. I need to stop eating those. Like, when I go to work. You know, but I've been trying to eat in the mornings, because I never eat in the mornings anymore. I end up going to work hungry, and that's kind of annoying. But anyway, yeah, I'm barely gonna make it like at 8:30. It's like a 16-minute drive. Yeah, that's what it told me this morning. It's like you're gonna be there at 16 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kind of be a minute or two late, but that sucks. But oh well. But anyway, excuse my language. This is the latest I've ever gotten out the door. I've never been any later than this, you know, and, you know, that's kind of on me, because I decided to eat at 7:56 when I should have just gotten out the door, but oh well. But yeah, man, you know, that was one of two mass shootings that genuinely made me angry. Like, yes, like all mass shootings in the world, you know, it's like, man, that sucks, you know, that really sucks, you know, that happened. And then the Las Vegas one struck me as well, you know, so three of them, technically. The Sandy Hook shooting hit me the worst because it was children, and yes, it was the shooter's mom and the adults, but it was the kids. The kids hurt the worst, you know, like, I, go, bro, go.
Check out aplaceofhope.com. Take our free
sitting there on a green
survey. aplaceofhope.com. Discover Crestwood, a Christian retirement community like no other. Crestwood offers independent.
I gotta go to work, so. But yeah, this fucking Mercedes is sitting at a green. Like, I gotta go to work, bro. He saw me too. He looked up in the mirror, and I'm like, go, bro, go. It's green. You know, get out, go, beat it. Yeah. But, yeah, that Mercedes is way the fuck back there. What are you doing way back there, dude? You're driving a Mercedes and you're driving like a clown. Like come on. But, we're barely gonna make it there on time, but it's oh, the Mercedes isn't even back there. What the fuck happened to the Mercedes? Must have turned at the dump or something, because now there's no Mercedes back there. Like, what the fuck happened to that car? It's almost like it doesn't even exist. There's literally no Mercedes. Like, I don't see any Mercedes pulling up at all. But anyway, yeah, the Sandy Hook mass shooting, I was 11 years old, like I said, and it hit hard, you know, it hit really hard that had to happen, and, you know, because it was children, and it was 10 years ago, and my first exact thought was, man, these kids can't have Christmas this year. That genuinely really sucks, you know, like it's not just Christmas that I thought about, but it's like, man, they're gone now, and they're like 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, probably up to 10 years old, you know, but I think they're just 6 years old, 5 years old, 7-year-olds. I don't even know if other classrooms were attacked, because I think it was just one class. But yeah, I wanted to just say my condolences, you know, to the events of that, because it's tragic, man. It's really tragic, you know, how shit like this happens, you know. Yeah, that mass shooting, the Sandy Hook, the Las Vegas shooting, and the Uvalde shooting have the most impacts on me out of all the shootings. Honestly, those 3 shootings, you know, Las Vegas hits me because I wanted to go there that weekend. And we were kind of planning on going, but then just some shit changed at the last minute, and we couldn't go. You know, sure, I'm not a fan of country music, but we do love walking around, and the building I wanted to stay at was the Excalibur building, because that's where we stayed at back in 2016. And that building's on the same street. That building is on the same street as the Mandalay Bay, where the shooter was sniping people with a bump stock AR-15, you know, and the dude had like 23 guns, you know, but it's the deadliest mass shooting, and hundreds of people got shot. So that just says, that's how much of an impact it had, just the shock of me hearing about that, because I wanted to go there. And literally that night before I went to school, I had the feeling, ironically, that there was a mass shooting happening. I'm like, man, what if there's a mass shooting happening right now, you know? Like it just kind of crossed my mind. At the exact same time the shooting happened, at like 10 o'clock. You know, because I fall asleep at like 10:30. And I was falling asleep, and I was just looking around. Because I'm going to be real, I wasn't sleeping in a house, I was sleeping in a tent. Because the people we were staying with thought a tent was a great idea for us to sleep on, you know, so instead of the RV, like, those people treat us like trash. But, you know, thankfully we don't have to come across them anymore. But yeah, you know, what is going on with these drivers? Yeah, there was that one, you know, because of the mass fatalities, you know, even more fatalities than any other mass shooting in America that I've ever heard or seen. Hundreds of people getting shot. And then the fact I was going to go to Las Vegas, Nevada that weekend, because I love sightseeing there, you know. I just like looking at the buildings, you know. I like, you know, I like looking at the city, you know, and only for shooting to happen at the building 4 buildings away on the same street. It's just crazy, you know. So that's why that impacts me. And that was 5 years ago, a couple months ago, 5 years ago. And then, and I made my condolences on that shooting as well, you know. I made a YouTube video condolencing the shooting that happened that day, because that was just nonsenseless violence too. But sure, I mean, the guy was a gambler and a drinker and whatever, so who knows what his motivation was. You know, those are the few things I don't like about Las Vegas, is the gambling, the drinking, the pot smoking, the addictions people have, and the sex addicts, the prostitutes, the sexual contents that are there. You know, there's a lot of bad shit there in Vegas that I do not like at all. But that's Vegas, you know. Vegas is probably one of the most naughtiest places in America, if not the most naughtiest place in America. But anyway,
Guess what's the
trying to
best
think.
city to live in if you're a cookie lover. Seattle, yes. How awesome is that?
That shooting
You could win.
wasn't on an angry level. It was more of a shock. I mean, they were all shockers, you know, but some I was more angry than others. So there was that shooting. And then the third shooting that hit me the hardest actually happened earlier this year. It happened like 7 months ago. I talked about it in a video too. If I'm making a YouTube video about it, talking about it, then you know I'm really fucking feeling some type of way about it, even more than most, you know. And the one that really hit me the hardest with irritation was the Uvalde shooting. That was the most just irritating bullshit ever, because the cops had the opportunity to drop him because that little punk was holding him as hostage, you know, holding the kids as hostage, and they were just sitting outside waiting while he was blasting the kids. And of course the police got in trouble and fired for it, because a lot of kids could have been alive today if they just rushed in there with SWAT or whatever, you know, because they were sitting there for like an hour just hanging out outside, you know, while this sick motherfucker was just killing kids, you know. Like I said again, you gotta be a real sick person to kill children. And this guy was 18, you know, this dude was 18 years old. Like it's crazy, you know. It's unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate, you know. You go and shoot your grandma, then you go and gun down a bunch of kids and a couple teachers. Like, what's wrong with people, man? You know, like, yeah, that's nuts. Shit like that definitely makes people who own guns look bad. You know, that's the shittiest. That's not the shittiest thing. That's not what I meant to say. That's shit for me. That's probably shit for other gun owners. But, you know, not thinking kind of self-wise, it's fucking just needless and terrible. You don't need to kill a bunch of children. You know, that's crazy, man. You know, it's not needless at all. Like, but anyway, yeah, the whole point is, to say my condolences to the kids who lost their lives 10 years ago, earlier this year, and the people who died in Las Vegas. Over 80 people. Over 80 people in total. Yeah, 60 and over 120 actually. 120. 60 people from the 127 people in total. Or 128. Yeah, 128. Because there were 60 people who died in Vegas, 21 in the Uvalde shooting, and 27 in the Sandy Hook shooting. That's 128 people right there. You know, it's crazy, you know. But, and then the 3 shooters, if we're counting all the 131, but, you know, 128 people killed by 3 people. 3 different people. And that's crazy. But, oh well. Or not oh well, but, you know, it sucks that this is the way the world is. And the demons fuck with people's minds. You know, it sucks that it works that they would do that and destroy lives to people, you know. Makes me really glad that God's going to end up really making them suffer at some point, you know. But anyway, yeah, that was a lot longer than I was hoping for. Yeah, I'm barely making it to work. It's like 8:27 and I'm not even there yet. So I'm barely going to make it there at like 8:32, 8:33, because it takes a few minutes for me to walk to the back. Latest I've ever got there. But anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way. Maybe I might put that as a separate video.